What's going on, guys? Coming back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the 2024 NFL Week 1 schedule predictions. Let's get right into this, where we have the Baltimore Ravens giving the Kansas City Chiefs a visit in the NFL season opener. In this game, I'm going to have to predict the Baltimore Ravens coming out on top. I think with Derrick Henry, this will be a hard team to stop, especially with the read option. I think lots of players on this Ravens team have been looking at that loss, knowing they should never have lost to the Kansas City Chiefs last year, and I think they're going to take their anger out on them, and I think it's going to be a very good game to watch and a very exciting game to watch on our season opener. For the final score, I'm going to have to go with 24-27, the Baltimore Ravens coming up on top. Next up, we have the Packers at the Eagles, but this is an international game. Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts should be a very exciting game from the same draft class, so there will be some storylines coming around there. Jordan Love, I don't think he'll be able to get the best of the Eagles. I think the game will end up being 14-17. I think this will be a very close game. It will come down to Jordan Love making a final mistake that he regrets, just like the game against the 49ers. Next up is the Steelers traveling into Atlanta to play the Falcons. I think this game will be more of a one-sided team. I think that will be the Falcons coming out on top. Kirk Cousins should be very interesting to see how he works with Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, and Drake London, because for the first time they're really going to be used. I don't think that this game will be that close. I'm thinking 17-31 Atlanta Falcons on top. And for the next team, we have the Arizona Cardinals going to the Buffalo Bills in a Week 1. I think the Buffalo Bills will win this game. I think it will be closer than most people expect, with a final score of 17-21 Buffalo Bills. I think that this will be a more defensive styled game of containing Kyler Murray and not allowing the big splash plays. Next up is Titans going to the Bears, and this will be Caleb Williams' rookie debut in his first real NFL game. I think this game will be a lot more exciting than most people expect. I think that this game will have a close score of 28-35 Titans, and that would be my prediction. Next up is the Patriots at the Bengals. I think this game will not really be that close, with Joe Burrow leading his Bengals to a victory. I would predict this game being 24-10 Cincinnati Bengals. I think Drake May is still too young to really be leading his team to victory against a guy like Joe Burrow and a great receiving core. I don't think they really have a help to lock down a receiving core like that. Next up is Texans at Colts. And I think this will be a good divisional game. Obviously, last year it was whoever won made the playoffs. And I think that a lot of Indianapolis has a chip on their shoulder to beat them coming out first week of the season. And I think that's exactly what they'll do in a 24-21 overtime thrilling game. Next up is the Jaguars going a short distance to Miami to play the Dolphins. I think this game will be a high-scoring shootout, but I don't think that Trevor Lawrence has enough firepower on his offense to compete with the Dolphins' high-powered offense, especially on the first week of the season where everyone should be healthy, unlike how it was last year for them. That's why I'm predicting this game to be 35-31 Dolphins take this game. Next up is Panthers at Saints. No, I think that this will be a year for Bryce Young to really prove himself, or he's not going to be the type of guy that the Panthers thought they were drafting. I think that this is a game where Bryce Young has a very winnable game. He has gotten more weapons to work with on offense, and the Saints haven't done the most in the offseason. That's why I think that the Panthers will win this game 24-17 in a very exciting divisional matchup that could have something matter later down this road. Next up is the Vikings at Giants. I see this game going a couple of ways, depending on if J.J. McCarthy becomes the starter of the Vikings or if they go with Sam Darnold. But I think the result will stay the same. The Giants without Saquon Barkley, they're going to have to figure this out throughout the season. I don't think they're just going to figure this out through training camp. It's going to be a long process. and I just can't see them getting this done. I think it will be a lower scoring game, 17-7, and the Vikings will win this game. Next up is the Raiders going to a division rival in the Chargers. I think that this game could have some incompletions if one team could make the playoffs later down that stretch. If Antonio Pierce could get his team in the right position to make a playoff push, but I don't think he'll be able to get past Harbaugh. I think he's going to have a good team this year that could rival with the Chiefs this year in the West. I think this will be a good game. I don't think it will be the highest scoring. I don't think it will be a pure defense. 24-20, Chargers win it. And in week 1, anything could happen after that date. And both those teams I could easily see making the playoffs. Next up is the Broncos traveling to Lumen Field to face off against the Seattle Seahawks, who they faced off in a week 1 game a couple of years ago. Now, I don't think this game will be close. I think the Seahawks will take this game away. And I just can't see this game really being that close without having Justin Simmons anymore. And if I had to give a final score, I'd say 24-7, maybe 24-10. I'm going to go 24-10 on my final score. And next up, we have the Dallas Cowboys going to the Cleveland Browns. Now, this will be a Cleveland Browns team without Joe Flacco, which will not be like last year. They will have Deshaun Watson starting, which he showed some flashes last year, but really was just nothing like his Houston Texans days. But now I think that he's had some time. I think now that the pressure's off him a little bit more than it was last year, I think he might be able to lead his team to victory over the Dallas Cowboys in a good 24-21 game where his defense really steps up. And I don't know when Nick Chubb will come back, but if he's there for the start of the season, he will definitely contribute in this game, and he will help Deshaun Watson a lot. Next up is the Washington Commanders going to Tampa Bay to face the Buccaneers. Now, this game, I think, will be closer. Baker Mayfield now playing under his brand new big contract for $100 million. I think that he will have a good season, but this isn't about the season. I think Jaden Daniels will be able to keep this game relatively close until the end. I just don't think that he'll be able to pull through and get it where his team needs to be, just because one player can't lead the entire team to victory. I think that's what it's going to come down to in this game, being 34-31 in a very good game. Next up is a rematch of last year's wild card game of the Rams at the Detroit Lions, where the Detroit Lions came through and won the game in a Matthew Stafford homecoming game. I think that this game will have a similar result of a last play or last drive. Whoever has it probably wins the game. I could see both of these great teams winning, but I can't see Dan Campbell losing this game after losing to the 49ers. I think he'll have his team fired up in a 28-21 victory for the Detroit Lions. Next up is the last game of Week 1, being Monday Night Football. The Jets going to the 49ers for Aaron Rodgers to play his second Monday night game in the year, where last year Leonard Floyd tore his Achilles, and now Leonard Floyd is on the 49ers on Monday Night Football. This should be a good game. I just can't see Aaron Rodgers winning this game against a stacked 49ers team, even with or without Brandon Ayuk, which they probably won't have him, but even with it, I can't see them winning this game. 34-31. And that is the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.